ranked in the top 20, 18th in the Intermat rankings. Intermat, our national partner, our partner at the Big Ten Network for the national rankings.
Well, I expect Gilman to get right back on the attacks. He kind of shut her down there late in the third period against Suriano, but he gets right back on an attack here. And you know, he's really good when he's getting elbow deep around that leg, and he's done a nice job of finishing. He's going to try to go ahead and work his body to the other side of the leg. It's a good start by Gilman, and Rodriguez showing some pretty good balance there, just on one leg, be able to
we got nothing yet.
The trip. And a lot of guys just walk off the net right there. Gilman brought him back on, got a little more real estate, and gets the takedown.
Angel Rivera, the head official, calls 2. Gilman out in front 2-0. Gilman averaging 5 points per win, meaning he's averaging a tech fall every time he goes out in his 18 matches.
You know, and it's just important for him to get off to a good start. I mean, obviously, Suriano, quality opponent last week, and he holds good position, but this is a guy that's got a lot of experience. Held the #1 ranking all year. Looking forward to this opportunity to get out there and really score some team points, like you mentioned, Tim, in this what could be a tight duel. Nice shot, back in on the leg. Big move attempt by Rodriguez. He's on his back.
Hitting the 10. Got at least 2.
Rodriguez really forced that. And you know what was great there in that finish.
Almost had the double armbar locked up there. That's the 2 near falls for the Council Bluffs native. Crossed the river over to Omaha area and was a 4-time state champion in Nebraska for Scott Catholic. That's Thomas Gilman out in front, 6-1.
And you really want to make the young guy pay here for that gamble.
Stalemate, gentlemen.
Just getting started there at Carver Hawkeye. A top 5 matchup between Ohio State. They're undefeated up against the Hawkeyes, who in 13 days, this is their 3rd top 5 encounter with their opponents, losing 2 weeks ago to Oklahoma State, last Friday to Penn State, the #1 and 2 ranked teams in the nation.
On top. Set.
A little decision time here for Gilman. I thought Rodriguez did a nice job of peeling away and circling into that arm that was out around the waist. Did a nice job getting out.
Thomas Gilman has been the catalyst for the Hawkeyes the entire year. Obviously being undefeated, but he's scoring a lot of points, so it just gets his teammates all ready to go, because he's going to go out there and score points. And right now, points tonight, a major decision or bonus points would be huge in this dual meet, Jim.
And he's done a good job so far of getting his attack rate up, and of course getting a takedown here, maybe even 2. You know, looking for the big moves, and this is what he does so well. He attacks that to the right side now. He's on his comfortable side. He does a nice job of finishing.
Another takedown, 3rd takedown for Thomas Gilman in the first period. Of course, if you win by 8 or more, it's 4 points instead of 3 for the team. And if you win by 15, that's a technical fall. That's 5 points for the team. So Gilman in the first period already out in front by 6 points, 8-2.
That's my clock.
We'll take a look at one of the replays on these takedowns here, but watch him keep his back. Well, we're going to wait on it, but going to get a new start. Kind of decision time here for Gilman. As quickly as he's been able, and as well as he's been able to finish, you can almost see him cutting and getting another takedown to expand his lead.
I mean, we're looking at a quality freshman here in Jose Rodriguez. He almost beat Joy Dance in the finals of Cliff Keen, but the difference, 5 years on the team for Iowa, the difference, the senior versus the freshman.
Yeah, and just the range that Thomas Gilman has here, just long arms. He uses his length so well to get to shots, and then we saw a little bit of it last week here where he was able to fight off from pretty good shots from Suriano. He was able to keep his stuff the head of the opponent and sprawl pretty well.
End of the first period.
Here's a look at that replay of that second takedown. What impressed me about this is he gets the shot right now. Right now, he feels the opponent looking for the big move, but look how he bases out right there. He spreads his wet legs out wide. He posts his hand on the mat and gets a wrinkle in the back of his neck and doesn't go over.
Held Rodriguez at 45 degrees for 2 counts, which is 2 points. If you hold it for 4 counts, it's 4 points.
you can feel your opponent doing that, and it's always you're holding on to something so tight that's when that goes over. You've got to be able to react to these guys when they try to hit that big move. Oh, he whips over here off of one of Rodriguez's shots. And Tim, this is a position where he really wears guys out right here. He likes to drift to his right off this. He'll collect that left ankle of Rodriguez.
No control yet, gentlemen.
And I think he's thinking about something big right here, maybe a cradle.
2 takedowns.
Got the 2-point takedown. And back to his feet. 1-point escape for Rodriguez.
And notice how, Tim, that his head he's just stuffing the head of Rodriguez at every point.
2 takedowns.
Another 2. Takedown, let him up. Takedown, let him up. Gilman having his way.
Gentlemen, still in bounds.
1 minute, approaching 1 minute left in the second period. Gilman out in front 13-3. He's out in front by 10. Definitely looking for that tech fall, which would put 5 points on the board for Iowa to begin this dual meet.
Let's go, Red.
Quick start.
Set, don't move.
Again, he's going to deal with the optional start.
Set, on top. Set.
Expect him to kind of, again, how he keeps this constant, likes to keep that constant pressure on the head. So Rodriguez there works with the head down, then slides the body by with a little 2-on-1. Then it comes to the other side. That's good chain wrestling right there. Elbow deep on the shot.
Nice cover, 2 points. 15-4. Undefeated at 125. Just got a note from our friend Jason Bryant that Lehigh's Darian Cruz knocked off previously unbeaten number 2 Joy Dance from Virginia Tech tonight 4-2. So the
might move
the gap,
into the number 2 seed or 2 ranking anyway at this point. I think that everybody could clearly identify that now that win basically Cruz kind of puts himself in the mix. But all season Gilman has been, it's been a matter of who he's going to invite on the top of the podium with him to make that battle. He's really separated himself this year, this weight class.
He's shown the constant attack, and he's shown the poise that's necessary to keep this consistency. Gilman from Iowa has been very consistent this year. Short time in the second period. Already a major decision. Looking to try to accomplish a technical fall, if not a fall. So right now, the end of the second period, 15-4. Gilman out in front. We're going to the third period and last period of this first match between Ohio State and Iowa. 2 heavyweights in college wrestling clashing tonight at Carver Hawkeye. Next week, Ohio State and Penn State will be at the shot on the campus of Ohio State for a big showdown.
Still red, still green.
Ohio State certainly just comes into this arena with a lot of confidence. They've got a lot of swagger. 3 national champions in their program, another number 1 ranked wrestler. Nice shot there by Gilman. They've just got a national champion team performance a couple years ago. Again, they're asking a lot of this freshman in this environment. He's competitive, and you've got to try to become a college wrestler. You've got to work against the best and not get spun around. And Rodriguez is getting unusual pressure on his head that he doesn't probably feel in most matches. There's a near side cradle lock.
He's got it locked, but he's going to get the 2, and that's going to be the technical fall. Nope. He needs another. Needs one more.
Action! Run! Neutral!
One more takedown will end it.
His arms freed out there, can be able to keep his ankles clear.
2.
And there's the 2. Angel Rivera stops the match, 23-8. That's the 15-point tech fall. 5 points on the board for Iowa. And they jump out in front of the Buckeyes, 5-0. Thomas Gilman, the winner, the senior, winning 23-8. And now let's go to our third.
5 years ago, but they haven't won in Iowa City since 1966. Ohio State head coach Tom Ryan, a 2-time All-American for the Hawkeyes as an athlete, said a win inside Carver Hawkeye would be high in the rankings in this program's history as they continue to solidify themselves as one of the top programs in the country. TJ?
Well, thank you, Shane. And one of the top wrestlers in the country, Nathan Tomasello. He's ranked #1. He won an NCAA title 2 years ago at 125. Last year he was third. Now he's a junior. He moved up to 133. The expected clash with Corey Clark, the two-time finalist from Iowa, is not happening. He's not wrestling tonight. So Phillip Laux is filling in for the three-time All-American Corey Clark for the Hawkeyes.
Well, he's going to be a handful at this 133-pound weight class. He was at 25, winning a national title his freshman year. But, you know, you just look at that. You look at him, and he is just more of himself. I mean, he is he's a lot of times the guys go up a weight, they get bigger in one area than the other, but it's just like he's gotten more solid. And with his natural, he's naturally low to the ground and compact. I mean, it's just going to be a much tougher style matchup for a lot of these 33-pounders.
The power index has to be off the charts.
Yeah, if it could be possible that he'd be more powerful moving up a weight, he has achieved that.
Redshirt junior, Nathan Tomasello. He's improved to 10-0 on the year with a 15-5 major decision last Sunday over Maryland's Billy Rappo. It was his 6th bonus point victory and 4th by major decision.
And what Tomasello likes to do, he likes to drift to his right. He likes to take that shot to the back leg of Laux, and so does elbow passes. And I think that what he was able to do at the end of the year, his freshman year, is more of this stuff where he was attacking either side of the body. He was actually able to get a single leg takedown on his weak side, on the left side, in the semifinals of the NCAA tournament against the #1 seed, Waters. And it turned around. It's when a guy has the confidence that he can go ahead and attack both sides of the body, he's well on his way to becoming a champion.
There's your intermat rankings going across the bottom of your screen. You saw Tomasello, the #1 ranked 133-pounder. Quite a weight class in the Big Ten.
No doubt about it. And quite a weight class nationally. There's a few guys there that can compete. And boy, the conference championships in Bloomington, Indiana are going to be a lot of fun at this 33-pound weight class. I always said this before, is that the semifinals are like watching the quarterfinals of the NCAAs.
Nathan Tomasello out of Parma, Ohio. Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy.
Laux doing a pretty good job of battling in there, not going off the mat too many times. He's given up the stall warning.
Phillip,
he's not there. Wow, look, great shot right there. Roll through attempt. And one thing that you never see with Tomasello, rarely see him get his ankles tied up on a shot. If you break that takedown down, he was able to go ahead and shoelaces flat, get a little bit better angle, and guys that try to roll through on him usually aren't successful.
Phillip Laux is a junior out of Brighton, Iowa, Iowa City West High School. He's hustling, but he's just outmatched. The end of the first period, 4-1. Tomasello, the #1 ranked 133-pounder in the country, out in front.
Take a look at the replay on this second shot. I guess we're not going to be able. That's just the roll through of the mat return, which are, this time of year you start working on those mat returns. Being able to ride a guy for the last 10 seconds is pretty important. But on that second takedown, again, just doesn't allow guys to go ahead and roll through and flop around and get to his ankles off of his shots.
Caution on Tomasello. He jumped the gun, and Laux will come up on the right side.
Hey, we're going to do this all day. 2 sets and a pause. Let's go.
It's funny, you didn't hear any booing when they had a caution on Tomasello. And now all of a sudden the caution on Laux, and the fans come alive. The partisan, very knowledgeable Iowa fans, averaging over 12,000 a dual meet, more than they both win all the other winter sports here for the Iowa Hawkeyes, averaging over 12,000 for their dual meets.
Well, the Iowa crowd understands that Laux is overmatched, wrestling the #1 guy in the country, but a couple of nice mat returns in the first 16 seconds of the second period gets the crowd in his favor.
Let's go. You both got one caution here.
They were in his favor to begin with, but it gets him behind him, and that's what this...
Caution,
Second caution. Third caution will cost Tomasello a point. So you get 2 freebies, and on the third one, it's a point. So Tomasello from Ohio State, starting from the bottom, has jumped the gun twice.
Nice job working the spiral. He'll probably split the hands and turn to his left.
One.
Yep. You always want to turn into the arm that's around the waist. You fight the, one hand, 2-on-1 on one side, then you go into the arm that's around the waist. It's kind of like loosening up a pipe wrench.
Off the face.
Another point on the board for Nathan Tomasello. The NCAA champion as a freshman 2 years ago at 125.
And so far, Tomasello's having a difficult time getting through the head-hands defense. I mean, he's got 2 takedowns, of course, and a comfortable lead. But this isn't the way that you want to see it go. Oh, beautiful shot right there.
Easy.
Nice finish. Look how active his lower body is with the lift. And again, you look at those feet on the finish. They're quick.
Tomasello picking up from where Gilman for Iowa was going with all those takedowns and the tech fall. Now Tomasello working on his own bonus point win. Out in front 7-1 with 35 seconds left in the second period.
Nothing. Stalemate, gentlemen.
Referee's going to call stalemate. Good chance for Laux to get another start.
Hold, Red.
And Tomasello wanting to keep pace with. He never gets away from competing with Gilman, does he?
No. Yeah. Of course, Gilman and he were rivals at 125, split in matches, and Gilman stayed at 125. Tomasello goes up. Interesting fact, Jim, tonight. All the matches, these wrestlers have never met each other before.
Wow. Quick escape. Now this is get an opportunity to see Nathan Tomasello, the returning national champion's best shot. Likes to attack to that left leg of Laux, shoots across the body to get to it, but see how he moved his legs out right there,
and then covered both ankles.
Exactly, and so he finished below the waist, but he was able to lift the man, and then understanding on the way down there, that's a roll-through opportunity. He was able to skate his almost like he was skiing right there, taking a corner skiing and then getting his ankles away for the roll-through.
Laux out for an escape. It's 7-3. Feisty. Phillip Laux is feisty. He's going up against the #1 ranked, undefeated 133-pounder in the country in Nathan Tomasello, putting up a fight. It would be a good outing for him to keep this a regular decision.
Certainly would. I think what Tomasello is thinking here is that, okay, I need 2 takedowns and a ride out or 3 takedowns. So the time that's left, not likely to be 3 unless Laux breaks, but he hasn't broke. He stayed right here in the center. Now a straight-on shot.
Good hips by Laux there. That was a shot in by Tomasello that would take down many opponents, but Laux did a nice job. It's the third period, and he's still doing a great job staying in the middle.
Battling. 58 seconds left. Now he's getting him tied up ear to ear. No stall warnings here recently. And it's hard to get one when you circle back out like that. You got to follow it up with attacks and pursuit.
Short time, 35 seconds. And like you said, Jim, it's going to take 2 takedowns and a ride out, or a takedown with 4-point near fall. But right now, the crowd on their feet because they realize a game effort by the fill-in for their 3-time All-American Corey Clark, Phillip Laux, filling in.
Look at Laux pursuing the champ. They head to the outside shot.
Tomasello caught him coming in.
Yeah.
And he's got to watch.
2 takedowns.
2 points, 9-3, but riding time is not going to give him the major, so 10-3, the crowd applauds. The win goes to Ohio State. So Tomasello wins 10-3. The score is Iowa 5-3. It's Big Ten Wrestling presented by Cliff King Athletic. We'll be right back.
We're optimistic about what their teams were learning about themselves, coming into this competition. And so this is a guy, both these guys are in different states. Topher, Carton, the senior, and Pletcher, the guy that wasn't really supposed to be in the lineup earlier, and he comes out of redshirt and ends up, moving up to a 141 and doing a pretty nice job. He's only got 2 losses on the season. Both of those were in the Midlands.
20 victories. So Pletcher stepping in at 141 after an injury.
And I always felt that those Christmas tournaments, Midlands and, this scuffle. And, if you're not a freshman and you go home and it's hard to come back and kind of get right back in that flow. So, but he's done a fine job of getting better in these dual meets. And then Carton, a little bit of a mystery here. Last week's duel was kind of giving up 3 takedowns to Gulabon in the 3rd period in a match that he was pretty much controlling to that point. But if you get 5 minutes of wrestling out of a guy at this point in time, you just working with him and getting his confidence going so that he can finish that last 2 minutes strong. I think that's what they're expecting from Topher Carton. He wins the scrambles off the front headlock. He's going to have plenty of opportunities with Pletcher. Right here, this is a position where he buries the head. He's in pretty good position against the freshman.
Topher Carton, a senior out of Rock Island, Illinois, Davenport Assumption High School.
Tom Brands talked about winning this position, being able to score. There you can see the tight elbow tie. Look at the crowd working for the stalemate a little bit. He's able to bring him back, not to the stalemate, but for expecting a score. They're used to seeing Carton get some points off this position, and he doesn't.
This is a big match. Tipping point match. You've got both wrestlers are not ranked. Pletcher is, Carton's not. And Luke Pletcher, the freshman out of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, a 3-time Pennsylvania state champion, 4-time finalist, stepping in here as a freshman. Probably thought he was going to redshirt, but nope, had to step in. Next man up, and he's doing a fine job.
And with Pletcher, you've got a guy that just from the waist down is an incredibly strong lower body. And he's a guy that's going to be difficult to attack through that core straight on. And you got to create some angles, and so far Carton has not been able to do it. That's why I expected him when he stuffed ahead to be able to get a little bit better angle for a shot. A little bit gun shy so far in this match.
Carton's last 2 matches, he lost to All-Americans Jimmy Gulabon. You talked about it last week. Carton was ahead 3-0 going into the last period, but 4 third-period takedowns by the Penn State wrestler, the All-American, scored the victory for him. And then, of course, the national champion Dean Heil from Oklahoma State. Carton hung with him, and it lost 8-5 in that dual meet. As we go to the end of the first period, we're going to go to Shane Sparks right now.
Well, TJ, at this weight class for Ohio State, the guy was supposed to be redshirt freshman Keyshawn Hayes. Hayes last year as a redshirt was 30-1, suffered a season-ending injury. That opened up the opportunity for Pletcher. Tom Ryan said he's one of those guys. He loves the sport, loves to wrestle, has that mentality of any time, any place. Coach Ryan said very good positional awareness, and he's got a sense of humor. A couple of days ago on Twitter, he wrote, "Leaving tomorrow to wrestle in Carver Hawkeye Arena, and I am just going to assume that I am already stalling." Pretty funny.
That is funny, Shane. I saw that tweet, and it made me chuckle. He said, "I'm headed to Carver Hawkeye, and I'm just going to assume I'm already stalling." Of course, he's talking about the wrestling in front of thousands of partial Hawkeye fans who certainly are knowledgeable, and he's ready for it.
It's personal. I mean, I see the statue of Dan Gable, right? Fist in the air, pointing. And that picture was taken probably when he was wrestling one of my teams.
Right.
So.
I'm with the coach, Jim Gibbons. He brought Iowa State their last national champion as a championship as a team. Also, national champion wrestler and coach, Jim Gibbons.
This is a great situation here to create scrambles here. And Carton is an okay scrambler. Nice ankle pick there by Pletcher, though. Catches him. Good. He's able to capture the far ankle. Good job there. Pletcher trying to put the leg in. Good quick escape. This scramble is giving Carton an opportunity to get the reversal.
So 2 takedown, or 2 reversal,
correct,
and 2 reversal.
Yeah, just a takedown and a reversal.
Here, gentlemen. We're still live here at the edge. Wrestle here, gentlemen.
Carton out in front. 3-2 with that escape. Pletcher with the takedown. Carton with the reversal.
Really important with this little ride-out situation. You get into the tournament time, you've got to go ahead and stay in the top position. These ride-out positions, and who knows, it's 20 seconds. It might be 3 goes. You got to be prepared for that. when I say 3 goes, they might go off the mat 3 times. This is a point in the match where if you're in the top position, it's okay to get a warning.
Let's go.
We talked about that before, but something that I've just noticed at this level, you've got to win 2 or 3 times in one match. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. Pletcher won, but Carton came right back and won again. So it's one win after another. It's a match within the match. And right now, if Carton could ride out, it would be huge.
So they'll drop it on the leg, right? They'll look for a crackdown. He comes back across the far side and drives across.
And comes up above the hips to keep Angel Rivera, the official, off him.
Here's the sequence there. 30 seconds left in the period where he's able to score, but nice ankle pick here by Pletcher. Is able to clear off, collects the far ankle. But good work by Carton getting that ankle back in position. He cuts through, finishes with a single leg, collects the far, actually sweeps the far leg himself, and that's a reversal.
On top green.
So Pletcher got control with that takedown initially, and then Carton reversed control, and here we go in the 3rd period.
Don't forget the 31 seconds of riding time, which could be a huge factor in this match. If he can go ahead and get it over a minute, and this crowd will start appreciating that if he can go ahead and follow. And he does a nice job with his feet, right? Not clinging on with the arms. He did it with his feet.
And the crowd understands what's going on there. You get a minute of riding time, you'll get an extra point at the end of the match if you have a minute or more. Right now, almost just not quite 13 seconds away from that potential extra point.
Well, we saw how the 3rd period went for Carton last week. He's looking to go ahead and make it a little bit better for him. Understands the momentum of the situation. And, the freshman's trying to go ahead just to do power-type stand-up right there, and he's able to get it.
You heard the ooh of the crowd right there. So Pletcher is able to get out prior to Topher Carton getting that riding time.
Nothing fancy about that stand-up. It's just basically hands and feet coming out. And I said earlier in the match is that Pletcher has an extremely powerful lower body and is able to go ahead and use that to his advantage there. So
not one of the marquee matchups, but every bit of as important a match right here in this closely fought clash between Ohio State and Iowa.
Just like last week where Gilman was able to change the momentum of the meet. Pletcher with that quick escape, able to do the same thing. He's able to get the bear hug. He's in a little bit better position. See what Carton's able to do and to be able to keep his feet. He's looking for the big move. Back trip to his back. Wow. Good patience by the freshman.
And good job by Carton not staying on his back.
It's a tough situation to be able to
not
call
cut
a reversal.
Across. Yeah, he's not cut across either. Good call.
Well, still plenty of time. 5-3 score. Carton is going to be looking for the reversal.
5-3. Pletcher out in front, riding with 33 seconds left.
Set. On top.
Yeah, it was clearly a takedown. I think that the scorekeeper keeps on waving the official over to the head table.
Good. Yeah.
Jason Wedgbury, the side official, now is waving Angel Rivera to the head table. Angel goes, "What's up?"
It was very clear it was a takedown. Tervel Delagnev there in the red shirt, 2-time Olympian, now an assistant coach with Tom Ryan.
Take a look at the sequence. And this nice patience here by Pletcher. This is a throwing situation where you'd like to see he's able to trip back. And like you mentioned, Tim, Carton was able to get off his back quickly, but there's the takedown. And I think that they're looking for when the riding time may have started going back the other way, but it's inconsequential in the match right now. Well, actually, it really is. It's inconsequential in the match. 54 seconds of riding time for Carton.
Except a reversal and a ride out for Carton could win it. So a reversal here in the next 15 seconds and a ride out would win it for Topher Carton.
Good call.
Yeah. So you're looking at them trying to get things set up. I think that just the score table got confused. Topher Carton for the Hawkeyes down 5-3. He'll start down with 33 seconds left.
You know, he wasn't down very long in that position before they went off, so maybe about 6 or 7 seconds came off.
Jay Jaggers, two-time NCAA champion for the Ohio State Buckeyes, wrestled for Tom Ryan, now his top assistant coach.
Now, right now, you got to be telling the freshman, Jay, this dude is a master of strategy right there. They did win 2 national titles. He was deceptive. Yeah, but Jay's telling him 1, not 2, right? You don't want to give up a reversal in this situation. So take a look at the 54 seconds of riding time, and now it goes down to 42, what they've showed on the clock now.
So that's correct to correct that.
Set.
So now 18. So Topher Carton needs to get this
Needs to take
reversal in about the 10 seconds.
Yeah, needs to take what Pletcher will give him.
1, 2.
Right now, it's got to be escape takedown.
Yep, gets him. Now it comes down to this. If Pletcher can hold him off, he'll win.
If Carton can take Pletcher down, he'll win.
This is where this freshman is going to be tough to take out of the center of the circle. Strong lower body, holds position well. He's presenting
He's in on
himself.
the leg. Topher Carton's in on the leg. Can he cut across? Short time.
He hasn't got the right arm across. Even if he steps across, he's not able to get it. No points.
No points.
Wow.
Pletcher wins 5-4. 5-4. The Buckeye wins. 3 more on the points for the Buckeyes, and they go out in front 6-5. Great effort, both wrestlers.
Really good job by the freshman, showing the patience to get the takedown. And of course, milking a little bit of that third period off the clock there at the end, and then holding position and not getting called for stalling and giving up the takedown.
What happened?